Since 1992, there have been 5 presidents. 4 of them are cowards. What they did was avoid the draft. Now in America, the draft is very simple and very straightforward. If you are called to serve, you are expected to go. Now obviously there are exceptions, and exceptions include people who have got conscientious objection, that they are quite prepared to take the consequences of refusing to serve. But the 4 presidents involved, that is Presidents Clinton, Bush the Younger, Trump and Biden, were too clever for that. What they did was game the system. And they were very clever about it. Bill Clinton is a big, strong, clever man, and he used his cleverness cleverly. He became a scholar, and he had repeated deferment through going through university and doing various things like that. Bush the Younger was even cleverer. He joined the Texas Air Force. Now, I didn't realise there was a Texas Air Force until I read about this. Because he was a serving military man in an operational unit, he did not need to be called up. He could have been called up if the entire unit was called up. But Texas politics is notoriously corrupt, and there was no question of that. Donald Trump went to West Point Academy. He was a soldier as a teenager. He loved strutting around in his uniform. And, according to everybody, he was a good soldier. He stopped being a good soldier when he was drafted. Then he became sick. He had what's regarded as bone spurs. And finally, Joe Biden. Joe Biden suddenly had terrible asthma, and he got a deferment, just like Donald Trump, on medical grounds. All 4 of them, in other words, gamed the system. This is quite unlike George Bush, the elder, who was an airman in the Second World War, and Jack Kennedy, who was a sailor in the Second World War. They were heroes. The 4 cowardly presidents, however, have all been commander-in-chief, and they have all authorised war crimes.